G'day everyone. Today Jasmine's here with me and Dad is on his way already ahead of us in Paco down to the water point WEBB. This is the last camera to go onto the Wi-Fi network, and interestingly it was the last working windmill on the station that we pulled, and that was Dad, Jasmine and myself quite a while ago.
I'll probably dig up the pictures, but it was when we put the trough in the yards. We had the kids with us.
Yeah, so we might, if we're any good, be able to find the archive footage of that pulling. But it should be a short episode for everyone here, because we're just going to pop down, pull the windmill head off, and then put the Wi-Fi up and be pretty happy with it. Be very good to have a camera on this point. There also happens to be two animals down here that Dad's half keen to have a go at catching.
I would like to correct. There has to be 3. Because he's out there somewhere.
No, I shot him already.
How long ago?
March.
Okay.
Yeah, so not long before I saw it, I shot the other 2. That's in a video earlier where I was unexpectedly came across some horses on my way out to fix some Wi-Fi, and yeah, shot horses, camels, all that good stuff. And that was very close to home, which we are quite close to home at the moment. So this morning has already had a little bit of, well, flying and work. It's currently 36 degrees outside. Dad and I flew up. We grabbed the Land Cruiser work ute to bring back. I popped across to Bloodwood Yards and put a new battery in because the battery that was in there had failed. And I also landed a very long way away from Courtney Tower. Landed down on the lake, then walked up it and did a reset and reconfiguration, well, a reboot and a reconfiguration, because for some reason when I pushed a firmware update to it, it kept all the voltage settings for the ports but had disabled them, so there was no communication, which had cut us off from the entire northern half of the station.
Which I must say, now feels really weird. Like, you know, we never had, the cameras are relatively new, let's say. But now when the cameras aren't online, you sit there and you're like, excuse me, where's my camera?
Yes, and I get no relief from it. So I'll get a message, oh, this camera's quality is not that great, or oh, this camera's gone offline, what's wrong? And it's, you know, everyone relax, I'm doing some updates.
I would say you get the triple whammy, because you get, I'll notice it, your dad will notice it, Uncle Patrick in Perth will send a message noticing it, and the whole time you're actually sorting it out, but we're all just trying to be helpful and remind you that
it's not helpful at all. I know these things aren't working well before you even...
But one time, there might just be one time where you're like, I had no idea, thank you. And how do I know which time that will be?
Yeah. So, due to the number of cameras that we have, I've now also put a second NVR, so network video recorder in. Instead of upgrading to a Pro, which can handle more cameras, I went for, well, you can run 2 of them, so one can be north, one can be south. The challenge is that you now set them up and you don't do it as a stacked, which causes a lot of glitches. You run them almost as independent, and then you can do this thing called vantage point, which on the computer is quite good, because then you can see all of your cameras across up to 5 NVRs. Those who run the Apple ecosystem for their phones or their tablets on Unifi Protect can actually have that vantage point as a splash deck on their phone, so they can just scroll through all of the cameras in one point. Those of us on Android are stuck with having to switch between, you know, A and B to check all our water points or check it through browser. But they're just the little things. The quality is pretty good. Over the last few days, Jasmine and I have done the furthest points from the homestead. So we've done the far northeastern corner, which is Pixie, the far northwestern corner being Freshwater, and we also did one of the most eastern points. Now,
I think we've done close to 600 k's, if not more.
I've got the ODI.
Yeah, you can
Click
check
that.
because I did click it. I refreshed it when I filled up.
675 kilometres. So we've done a fair bit, and it's the water points that are just the hardest to get to. Now, we'd been checking them with flying, but the beauty of having them all on the camera network and having it up 24/7 now is anytime you want, you can check it from anywhere, and just makes it that much nicer. So it's kind of cool, and it's nice to be tying a bow in it all.
So you have felt very, what's the word? You've achieved, and you feel that sense of achievement in the last couple of days because you're just like, oh my God, I'm done. Like, you know, or, you know, you're looking at it and you're like, oh, we've reached that point that I've hit the goal.
Yeah, and we've made some improvements. Like we lifted Catherine Tower an extra metre, maybe a metre and a half with its antennas, and that made the entire eastern sector heaps better. The quality is just significantly better.
Way more stable.
So yeah, it's been these little improvements. There are, you know, units I need to get around to, and not so much give a birthday, but a couple of them just need a bit of finer tuning just to stabilize them, take out some old second-hand bits that I'd been using, and we're laughing. Right, well, we are going to keep driving, getting up to a bit where I might need all hands. And yes, people, just for reference, it's a station track, it's a private road, private track, so what of it? Right, let's roll into it. Okay, so we are now here down at WEBB. Jasmine's in her nice little comfortable spot, knocking up an Ethernet cable. Dad and I are just sort of working through how deep this one actually was, because I actually don't think it was that deep. That's just one set of flogged were left here. Yeah, but I don't know why. Yeah. So what we've done is we've pulled the 2 solar panels that were on it off, because we're going to replace it with a full a 600 watt panel, which is just going to be perfect. And then we're going to use one of the smaller panels for running our Wi-Fi and comms. And while we're messing around here, we might fix up that dipstick. But the first part of this, you know, little operation is to pull the head off this mill. Now, previously what I have done, in fact it was one of my earliest videos, we unbolted from the bottom here and tilted the whole tower down. But we've got the high ab, and Dad's made up a little hook tool, which means we drain the oil, but it looks like it's drained most of it itself. Take the little hat off, take a circlip out, and then we can just hook in and lift the whole head off in one nice maneuver. So I'm going to scramble on up there, check the box and uncouple it so we can just quickly whip it off. Where do we want to put it?
Out the back, and we try it on the back if we want it later.
On the back of it?
You want to put it on the back now?
Alright, so the camera overheated when we were dropping that old head. If we were in the game of really recovering them, we probably would have run a strap through it, but that happens. So Jasmine is over there making up some cables. We've got the camera sort of in place. Dad has started meandering up the hill, and I've got my water bottle. Yeah, we've put the camera a little bit lower so it's going to be able to capture the dipstick as well as the yards, which is better than running two cameras here. Really, that's kind of it. We've put our panels on. So we've got the big Hua panel there for the pump. One of those will run the pump, no worries. And we've got the little panel for the Wi-Fi stuff. And here we have Jasmine using delicate hands.
The only reason you brought me along.
That and any extracurricular activities, which I have promised Jasmine all week and delivered never. Although there was a bit of skinny dipping out in the lake, but Jasmine didn't like the mud.
No. It's knee high. It's not exactly... It's knee high water. And then your butt's in mud. It's not the most pleasant feeling in the world.
Okay, so we've got everything rigged up there. It was rather easy to align the dish up there because I had like a physical line of sight straight to the Gidgee Tower. So that pretty much doesn't need to be touched. I lined it up, tightened it up, and we were set. So that's cool. The camera did a little bit of silly buggers on us, and I had to do a reset on the back of it because as it was getting adopted by the NVR, it actually lost power, which semi-corrupted it. One of the issues with that was I didn't have the terminals tight enough on the battery, but we are all good. Jasmine is enjoying the numerous amount of prickles that are here. And yeah, we're just waiting to see that camera pop to online mode because it was working just before when I lined it all up, but now it's apparently disconnected. But our connection back over to the Gidgee Tower is around 100 meg per second, and because Jasmine made up a nice new little cable for our power converter, it's got a very, very good connection. So the connection is incredible, and we are just waiting for that camera to click online. There we go. Now we've got on my little phone screen here, we've got WEBB showing up there, and it's on a very stable connection.
Ignore what the tank says it's wrong.
Tank stand is wrong. Yeah, look, he's using a phone instead of his screen recording. There you go, you've got Jasmine as well. So we can see in the bottom left we've got our tank and our dipstick we're about to fix, and we've got our yards in the background. So It is good enough for government work, as Ant would say, and the last camera is on the network. So it's the kind of thing that could be done very, very quickly, rolling the entire lot out, but we've always had other jobs to do, other things distracting us. Mustering, like there's been constant mustering very, very recently, hence a distinct lack of videos, amongst other things. But yeah, we've pulled a good number of cattle off this year. So we've been very busy. Sorry we haven't been around, but we're here. Yeah, we're going to pack our stuff up, poke that dipstick.
Go see our children who don't recognise us at the moment.
Yeah. And we will get home, have a beer, and maybe have a lazy Sunday. All right. Thank you everyone for tuning in, being with us. It's spring now, but yesterday was 40, today 38, but now it's dropped right back.
Got some cloud cover, which has made it really nice.
Yeah. So thanks again everyone, and we will see you around as we keep doing stuff. Maybe we'll see the horses on the camera shortly.